Hey, good morning, everybody out there. My name is Eric Croft, former PT struggler, 50-pound weight loss success story, and cancer survivor. It's been a while since I've talked to you guys. I've been pretty busy trying to reevaluate and reorganize some things around myself, my business, and I'm finally figured out a way to get back in the groove with you guys. So here I am. So you notice in the description I said comparitis. I tried to spell it the best I could, but of course, spell check doesn't work very well. So, do you have comparitis? Do you compare yourself to things that are not, or to others that are in your life, to what others have? It's always satisfying to know what you have until someone else has something that you feel or see is better. For some reason, when we see somebody else has something better, maybe they have a bigger house, it's better than yours. You start comparing your life and how you live towards those people. Your friend gets a bigger house, you compare it, you get jealous. You see a car that's cooler than yours, you start comparing how the car you drive to that one, thinking that that one's better. And you see somebody losing weight, and you start comparing your weight loss journey to theirs because you're not moving as fast as they are, you're not getting the results that they are, and you're struggling. So you start comparing yourself to them, right? Understand where comparison begins, contentment ends. The contentment that you have in your life at the point to where you start comparing yourself ends. You completely lose all contentment. And people struggle with that. You're content until. Why can you not be content with where you're at no matter what somebody else has? Comparison is more apparent today within social media. We all look at social media, we start comparing our lives to others, right? A friend shows that they're on their second vacation, but yet you have not been able to afford to go on your first one. But yet here's your friends going on a second one, having the time of their life sitting by the pool while you're sitting at grandma's. The problem with social media is that we're comparing our behind the scenes with everybody else's highlight reels. We look at our behind the scenes, things that happen with us, and we look at everybody's highlight reels and we're like, my life's boring. It stinks. But yet, understand that what's behind that highlight reel may be the same as yours. They're creating a false pretense of where those people actually are. And you're comparing yourself to what they're projecting, wanting to be like that. Know the moments you compare, there's absolutely no win. You can absolutely not win at anything if you continue to compare yourself to others. It either makes you feel inferior or superior in your life. You either feel better about yourself, or you beat yourself up and you start feeling worse because you're not at that place that you see others at. You may see yourself in some aspects that you're better off at something than somebody else that may be struggling, and that gives you a sense of worthiness and feeling that you've accomplished something. But then you turn around and you see somebody else that may have something more than you, and you start comparing where you're at. So you've got to be careful there. So why put that comparison into your life? To either help improve yourself or to help your mindset, or to disappoint yourself just thinking that you really aren't good enough. What you want is what we want to live. The way we live now is that we all currently live in the in life. I want to be richer. We want to be stronger. Instead of living in the I want to be richer. I want to be stronger. Why don't we take a look at that and kind of replace that with living in the est, E-S-T, est. I want to be the strongest. I want to be the best at everything that I do. You go into a workout feeling that you want to become stronger. Well, why not go in saying, I want to be the strongest? strongest at everything I do. I want to be the best at everything I do. Don't worry about what others have and compare what you have to them. Live the life that you're living. Run your own race, the race that you were meant to live and are meant to run. Live that life. Now, you're not meant to live someone else's life or run someone else's race. You're meant to live what was provided for you. You cannot fulfill what you're destined for with others' things. You cannot fulfill what you're living for with someone else's things in your life. Someone else's things is not going to improve your life. Because they have it and you don't, doesn't mean that your life is going to become better. For some reason, there's an insecurity inside all of us that, we look for other ways to fulfill our internal need. And there is not a better somebody in this world who can fulfill those internal insecurities and make you what you're meant to be outside of you. There's nothing out there that can make it better than yourself. When you believe in yourself, when you have that belief in yourself, knowing that you're special and that you're worthy of who you need to be, and others do not validate who you need to be. You have to have the belief in yourself. Don't let others validate who you need to be. You know who you need to be, so make yourself and turn yourself into who you need to be. Many are living according to who or what is going to tell me, or who or what is going to define my worth. Who's going to tell me that I'm special, I'm worthy, and I'm meaningful? We live according to what others say, and we long for that, for waiting for others to tell us how purposeful we are, tell us how meaningful we are, tell us how special we are, how worthy are we. We start looking for others for that self-worth. Understand that you only need yourself to convince you of that. Nobody else should have to convince you of that. Nobody else's life or nobody else's race should convince you of how worthy you are. Do not live for those others' approval, because you're going to end up losing. You're going to end up being disappointed. You're always running a race. You will always be running a race you cannot win if you continue to compare yourself, to what others have, who they are, where they're at in life. Maybe they have a better job. Maybe they have a better house than what you have. But your contentment right now is doomed to fail if you continue to compare yourself to others. Realize your race is not being run by someone else. Nobody else can run your race but you. Run your race with perseverance and the race that was actually marked for you in life. Run your own race. Look at those that run track. Okay? Everybody's assigned a lane. They run their own race in their own lane. Everybody stays in their lane during that race. If someone's running faster than you around that track, don't compare your race to them. Run to win with everything you have in your lane. Your race is your race. Their race is their race. Don't try to run theirs, and don't let them try to run yours, or don't look at them to run yours. So in that, how do we actually run in order to win and run the best race that we can with everything we have? How do we do that? You run with purpose in every single step that you take, no matter what. You have purpose in every step. Each step has a meaning. Each step is worthy. Each step provides you a path of success in your own life. When you're using your gifts in the place you're meant to live and to build something and invest in something, you get your greatest benefit in life. The best benefit you get in life is when you're using your gifts that you have and that you implement into your own lane of life. Why compare when you already have a lane to actually run in? We're all meant to run a race. We're not meant to compare to others' lanes and not meant to compare to others' races. So let me leave you with this. Nobody can beat you but you. Nobody in life can beat you. You allow them to beat you by comparing yourself and your life and your things to others. And nobody can beat you but you. And once you allow that comparison to be in, your contentment goes out the door and you end up losing your race. So I urge you today to run your own race. Look at how you compare your life to others and how is it impacting your race. Are you able to achieve what you're wanting to achieve because you're paying too much attention to somebody else's race instead of your own? I could not, I said at the beginning of this, I'm a 50-pound weight loss success story, right? I could not have lost that 50 pounds trying to compare myself throughout that time of losing it to somebody else. I could not have achieved the best that I could achieve in my PT scores through my military career watching somebody else and comparing myself to them because they could not do that PT test for me. They could not lose that weight for me. I had to do it myself. I had to quit comparing everything I was doing to somebody else and put in the work into my own lane, which is what I did. I lost 50 pounds. My PT test is amazing. 80+% stays that way consistently because I put in the work. I don't compare what I do to everybody else. And I run my own race. I help others through the business that I run. And I help them understand to not compare themselves, to show that they are worthy, that they can show themselves they're worthy. And yet they overcome so many things and overcome that comparitis, knowing that they can run their own race and they can run it as perfect as they make it. So I hope this was something of value to you today. It's a great value for you. And it's something that I hope you will share with someone that may be seeing that they can't run their own race and they can continue to compare themselves to others. Share it with them and show them, hey, you don't have to compare your life to somebody else's in order to win your race. I hope you share this, and I look forward to talking to you again in the rest of this series. Take care.